All right. Okay. I think we have Wayne, one more person. Hi, Wayne. Can you hear me, Wayne? Anyway, so let me just continue on. So today we don't have a very big group. Total class participant is 7. Okay, so I think this is like the perfect size. If it's very big, it's really hard to have interaction. And then we also have a pretty diverse group. We have representation from Millennial, Generation X, and pre-retirees. And so we have people who are from different needs, and we will try to cover it all in today's class. Since this is not an in-person class, to make it fun, please do speak out, ask questions, contribute your thoughts and experience. We want to make it a memorable experience. Before I start, I want to go over like a website. Did you guys get the login for this website, Financial Wellness Tower?
Oh, no.
No, I haven't.
Okay. So you should have gotten an email from Raul. If not, I will send it to you again. Okay, this is the website that I built because from all these years I've worked with employees, participants, and I realized that it doesn't matter how much money you make. A lot of people still need to, get the basics done, how to manage my money. So this is like a website that I built. It's got like cartoon videos, okay? These are all cartoon videos, so it's fun. And we're gonna be watching some later on. And interactive cartoons, trivia, live game, budget quiz. Okay, well, I clicked already. And then there's forum. And what I like, later on, if you have questions, please do share it on forum. And then those people who have the knowledge, who wants to answer, please do volunteer your knowledge, all right? So we're gonna be, later on, we're gonna come back to here and then we're gonna watch financial budgeting. This video is a cartoon video about like 5 minutes. And then the quiz and the workbook. So I'll show all that to you. You guys would have access to all this information. But first thing first, well, let's go back to the basics. So let's go to here. All right, so this is me. This is me, okay. I've been, let me just give my introduction again. I've worked in the retirement field for like more than 15 years. And before that, I worked for Time Magazine as a financial manager. So I've done lots and lots of budget. The interesting thing is that there is always something new that you can always learn. And you need to be very reactive to new situation. So doing a budget, you need to understand how everything works and be prepared for the unexpected circumstances. Even though like I've done so many budgets, I still find it challenging because everybody, how they rank the importance of what they want in life, they're all different. And depending on what's important to you, it's not the same solution for everybody. Okay, so today we are going to look at why are we doing a budget, some average American's budget, how does it look? I think it's always important to look at how other people structure the budget and compare to your own budget and see, can you do better? Just like learning from people's strengths and mistakes. And then after that, we're going to look at how do you do a budget? What are the process? Step by step. How do you construct a budget? And then after that, we're going to look at some budget exercise. And I'd like you to contribute. We're going to be looking at 3 cases. One is millennial, and then Generation X, and then retirees or pre-retirees. And at every stage of life, you have different challenges, whether it's debt, managing a family, saving money for retirement. So there are different priorities. So I like to let's take a look at together and see if we can come up with some good solutions. And then finally, we're just going to review everything, and then that's it. All right. So can anybody tell me, like, why is it important to have a budget? Any suggestion? Why should you have a budget?
Know how much,
Huh?
go ahead.
Money.
Go ahead, I can hear.
So you don't spend your money foolishly.
That's a good reason. Anything else?
To keep track of your spending and your savings.
Okay.
So that you know how life is going
That's
on.
important. Yeah. Any other reasons?
Make sure you don't overspend. Make sure.
Yeah. Couple saving for retirement. So I know how much additional cash flow I can afford to put into my retirement savings. Oh, here are the reasons, okay? One reason is that you want to identify financial goals. So whatever that is, either for retirement, pay off debt, or even a trip to Bahamas or whatever. So you need to know how much money comes in and how much money goes out. And then if there are anything extra, how do you allot those extra money? So it's going to help you manage your money. And if you know that you have enough money to cover all your needs, you can probably sleep better at night too, and not have to worry. Whether a lot of people in America paycheck to paycheck, and I'm actually talked to some of the business owners. They said, Bonnie, it's not just paycheck to paycheck, it's a week to week or day to day. They really don't have money. So it's pretty scary. How can you not be stressed out if you don't have money to even pay for your day-to-day expenses? And one person says, like, increase your saving. Yeah. So if you have a saving goal and if you're not meeting up to it, so let's take a look at the expenses. Like, what can you do? Where are the areas that you can improve the saving? And then, like, where's your money going? Huh? A lot of people actually don't know. I'm saying, like, not just like people who don't have education. I'm telling you, like, I've met people from, okay, they just don't know. When I asked them how much money they have, they said, well, wait a minute, let me just like go to my bank, or let me just check it at the ATM. They just really don't know how much cash flow they have. And preparing for contingency, that's very important. I have seen people, just because they cannot pay for the car repair bill, they lost their job. They can't go to work. It's really pretty silly. So how do you manage contingencies? And of course, it provides a sense of financial security. So if you have all that, you know that you're in good shape, then you have a good sense of financial security. And on the other hand, if you don't have a budget, you don't know what's going on, and you're not prepared for emergency, you don't have a budget, so you got no savings. And because savings, you're not investing anything, So how do you move ahead? And then if you have a debt, you have some student debt or whatever personal loan, credit card debt, how are you going to pay it off if you don't know how much cash flow is coming in, how much spare cash flow is coming in? So all that is pretty important. So it's just like, how you manage your life is like how you manage your money. Okay, so it's pretty important. Yeah, so here's a trivia question. What is America's top spending budget item? What is number one, and then what's number two? Okay.
Well, I'd say housing.
Housing, all right, okay. What about number two? Any guess?
But how about food?
Food, okay. What about the average monthly restaurant spending? We like to go out quite a lot, right? So, all right, so let me just tell you. Housing, 33%, all right? Number two is transportation.
Oh.
If you have a car, the monthly, you probably have a car loan and then maintenance and all that stuff. Insurance, 16%. You see these two added together, 50%. It's pretty crazy, huh?
Yeah.
Sure. Every month, people spend almost $300. Wow. So we do eat out quite a lot. So that's something that maybe you can cut into half, or, think about that. So that's pretty interesting. Grocery, I know you can't cut that. Let's take a look. Entertainment, yeah. Apparel, cash contributions, education, personal care. So this is the annual amount, how much people spend and then on a monthly basis, about $5,000. So that's how it's being allocated. And this is from the Bureau of Labor Statistics 2019. Okay.
Yeah, but on this chart though, it doesn't account for savings though.
I think this is probably after tax. So that's a very good question. So this is probably total gross and then all the deductions, including 401k, and then after this is your spending.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. And then here's another trivia question. Which top 3 states have the highest median income? And it's not New York.
I'd say Connecticut's one of them.
Connecticut, anybody?
Connecticut.
Connecticut? Connecticut? All right, let's take a look. Maryland, New Jersey,
Maryland.
and Hawaii. Is it a surprise?
New Jersey, I'm surprised, yeah.
Yeah? Okay, median, okay? So, you know, in New York is gonna be a huge range. So people who make lots of money, and also people who kind of like have no money, sleeping on the streets or whatever, you know? So it's a huge, diverse range of income. Now, very important is that you see, like here, the yellow property tax, state income tax, okay, all these taxes, federal income tax, What you really want to know is that which one has the longest green line. Okay, so although New Jersey is number 2, but if you actually take out all the taxes and all that, it's not really ranking number 2. It's pretty interesting. I just thought to point out.
That's neat.
Right? Okay. And then this is like kind of poor, you know, where we West Virginia. But standard living is also lower, so it's not different. Yeah. Okay. So here, okay, another trivia question. Which group has the most income? Millennials, Generation X, or baby boomers?
Baby boomers.
Baby boomers.
Baby boomers, yeah.
Nope, it's Generation X, but they also have the highest debt. Like baby boomers, like a lot of people are already retired, okay?
Okay.
So that's why it's like lower, okay? So look at here. This is the average debt. Yes, they have more money. They spend more too, okay? This is post-tax income. Okay, so they spend more.
Interesting.
But then they are hugely in debt, yeah, compared to the other age groups. All right, so now let's watch a video. Now this is a website. I don't know if you see this. Can you see the screen though, right? I need to pull it over.
How many screens do you have there, Bonnie?
I have 2 only, not too bad, but I reloaded them. I used to move it over. All right, I'll just show you. Move it over. You guys see? All right, you see? All right, so we're gonna look at, so this is the financial wellness website that I shared with you, and you should have to log in for it, okay? So if you don't, we'll talk about it later. I'm gonna watch financial budgeting. It's all cartoons, okay? All these are cartoons.
By your financial responsibilities? Maybe you've given up hope and feel no way out. This financial budgeting video will show you how to take control of your money. Start today on your path to financial freedom. Follow our step-by-step process, and you too can live the life you always dreamed about. Here are a few things to focus on as we guide you down the path to financial freedom. You'll learn to pay yourself first. Uncover why you spend so you can get control of your spending. Set financial goals so you can target your savings. Create a budget and spending plan to meet your savings targets. And discover how to prioritize so you can make ends meet. Here's the magic of compounding. If you start with a penny on day 1 and watch it double every day, on the 28th day, you would have over $1 million. The magic of compounding is that interest you make will also collect interest, amplifying your original savings. In finance, there is the rule of 72. It says that if you divide your percentage of return by 72, you'll get the number of years it takes to double your money. Let's say your return is 7%. It will take 10 years to double your money.
Connie, should we be seeing something besides your slides?
Sorry.
You need to learn
All
to,
I'm seeing is your slides.
if you understand
Very good.
Yeah,
compounding,
we don't see any cartoon.
You didn't see anything?
No, we can hear it, but all we see is your slides.
Oh, maybe I didn't share it properly. Okay, let's. You share.
See, and I'm using the quiet one.
Now you see it, right?
Yep.
Yeah, now we see.
Oh,
Now we
let's
see.
go again.
overwhelmed by your financial responsibilities,
Now you see, right?
maybe you've given up hope and feel no way out.
Yeah, we see now.
This budgeting video will show you how to take control of your money. Start today on your path to financial freedom. Follow our step-by-step process, and you too can live the life you always dreamed about. Here are a few things to focus on as we guide you down the path to financial freedom. You'll learn to pay yourself first. Uncover why you spend so you can get control of your spending. Set financial goals so you can target your savings. Create a budget and spending plan to meet your savings targets. And discover how to prioritize so you can make ends meet. Here's the magic of compounding. If you start with a penny on day 1 and watch it double every day, on the 28th day, you would have over $1 million. The magic of compounding is that interest you make will also collect interest, amplifying your original savings. In finance, there is the rule of 72. It says that if you divide your percentage of return by 72, you'll get the number of years it takes to double your money. Let's say your return is 7%. It will take 10 years to double your money. Start saving today and watch your money double. You need to learn to pay yourself first. If you understand compounding, then this should be easy to understand. To be poor is to spend more than you make. You're moving further away from your savings goals instead of toward them. Compounding debt is like penny doubling in reverse. Don't spend. Instead, save as much of your income as you can. Start saving as much as possible today and get on the path to financial freedom and success. Your emotions drive your spending. To succeed, you must learn to conquer your spending emotions. Do you have unopened mail? Pay the minimum on credit cards? Borrow money? Juggle credit cards? Stop it and take responsibility for your financial affairs. The only way to get financial clarity is to know where your money is going, how much you owe, and when bills are due. You need to know what goes out before you can manage for savings and growth. We all have our reasons for spending. We splurge a little to cheer ourselves up because we deserve it, or even as a reward. These are examples of how not to think. Budgeting is about using reason and our goals to conquer the emotions, rationing scarce resources, and spending only what is necessary. It's about planning the right action steps today for a better future tomorrow. But budgeting is a balancing act. You need to know your income and know your expenses. To start the budgeting process, you must identify your expenses and target saving goals. First, list your must-pays, like rent, loans, mortgage, insurance, and taxes. Now for essential items, food, gas, phone, electric, and cable. List pocket expenses like entertainment and non-essential items. Create savings for rainy day expenses, and identify target saving goals like 401k, education, and vacations. Here are some savings goals you want to think about. Short-term goals can help you stabilize your immediate financial situation. You need to focus on eliminating high-interest debt, reduce other debts, and set up an emergency fund. Medium-term goals help you replenish for future major purchases like car replacement or a down payment for a house. Long-term goals are for your future financial security, like retirement or your child's college tuition. Make sure all your essential items are covered before adding a vacation or luxury item. It all starts with tracking your spending. Record all your cash and non-cash expenses. Categorize related expenses into groups of 25 to 35 items. Major and repeat expenses should have their own. Record expenses for the next 3 months. Check your records for accuracy, then take the average. Now let's take a look at your expenses and analyze. As you review the expenses, ask yourself, do I want this or do I need this? Can I cut out some of these or find a lower cost alternative? The goal is to create leftover cash that can be used to fund your short, medium, and long-term goals. Review your expenses and answer these questions. What is your debt-to-income ratio? It should be under 28%. Your total debt-to-income, including all loans, should be under 36%. Are you hitting your savings rate? Are you saving for major expenses such as a car, a house, or college? Do you have money for an occasional gift or vacation? Make sure you know how to prioritize your expenses. By now, you should understand the theory for creating a budget. Let's create your own budget using your tracking sheet. Download from Microsoft Excel a budget template. Enter your income sources. Put in your monthly average expenses from your expense tracking sheet. Now enter your savings. Do you have a spare cash balance? If not, you need to review your expenses and savings and adjust. Here are some ways to save and raise income. Depending on your situation, changing your lifestyle or habits can help you save money or increase your income. It's all about spending less and doing more with your money. Remember our penny doubling illustration? You can maximize your saving potential by starting early. It may be hard now, but it's going to be harder later. So start now. We've reviewed a ton of great things. The path to financial freedom is not easy. It's a continuous process of self-discovery and regeneration. Don't give up. Stick to your goals and you'll see results. One thing I can guarantee you, once you're on the path towards financial freedom, you'll never look back. We hope you've learned a lot. If you need help with creating a budget or reducing your debt, talk to one of our experts to
All right, so this is it.
see how.
So hope you guys learned something here. Any feedbacks? What do you think?
Interesting.
Should I test you? Quick, easy test. How about that?
Sure.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Okay. Let's start quiz. Okay. Just shout out the answer. What does pay yourself first mean? Allocate your income to saving first. Don't share your income with your family. Buy the gift that you really want. What is it?
The first
Allocate.
one, allocate.
Yeah, very smart. Yeah, I agree. Next.
Agreed.
Okay, what does it need? A big house, travel to France, Xbox, a new car. All the
A new
above.
car.
None.
None.
Maybe all the above, right? Okay. What are not income sources?
Bank financing.
Yeah. Okay, yes. What are not flexible expenses?
Debt payments.
Yeah, debt payments.
Food. Rent.
Rent, yeah. I guess you can only do one. I don't know.
No, you do one.
Yeah, you do one.
Then I'd say rent.
Now let's say rent. That you can decide not to pay. And then I don't know. We'll see, okay? We'll see what the answers are. What fixed expenses?
All of them.
Who's
No.
no, not fixed.
No.
One,
No.
two,
1, 3, 4, 5.
2, 4.
1, 3.
2.
1, 2,
1 and 2.
Yeah, 1 and 2 only.
2 only. Bring. How do you say?
How do you fund money?
Do a budget. Separate your needs and wants. I think they're all right. Bring your own lunch, so don't go out and eat. Yeah. So what is it? All the above?
All the above.
All the above.
Okay. Let's see how we score. Huh? What is it? How come it doesn't post?
Don't know.
Hmm?
Being recorded. Who knows?
Oh my God. All right, that's not worry about. I don't want to. I'll tell you how we. Oh, here. 5 out of
5
6.
out of 6.
It's the rent.
No, you don't want to do it again. It takes too long. Okay, you guys can do it on your own. Okay, how about that?
Okay.
Yeah, let's
All right.
go. Yeah, but you get it. So, and here's a workbook too. So look, where is it? Here. I'm not gonna do it because I want to save time. So you
Mhm.
click the workbook and then more questions. I don't know why you can't do this. Probably we have, it's just taking too long to load. Supposedly you can click. Anyway, let's just move back. Here we go. All right, so we just watched this and we understand the basics on how to create a budget. Okay, so let's give you another trivia question. Do you know how much your neighbors are spending? Here is a cool website. I'm gonna bring it over and show it to you. Do I need to change the share?
No, that worked.
Okay. So, all right, so where do you guys live?
New Jersey.
Where do we live?
Rick?
Yeah, I mean, let's type, where do you live? I'm gonna type the geographic area here.
I'm in Brick, New Jersey.
What?
Brick.
BRICK?
Yep.
New Jersey. No result. Maybe it's just, it was just like Westchester, New York.
Yeah, we could have said Ocean County.
It's a county. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so you can have one. Okay, so this is one adult. Okay, wow, it's expensive. Housing, food, Annual is $4,000, but let's say, 2 adults. 96. Okay, how about let's add a kid? And one child, because how about 0 child? Whoa, you see? It's kind of cool, right? How about 2 kids? Wow. So kids very, you see, childcare is very expensive. So you guys can go to this website. Okay, it's like, here you can see, have,
I like that.
okay, so you can play with it. And then we have another one from America, which is kind of similar, but this is easier. These easier type. So let's say here, the zip code, it will show you home and utilities, how much, transportation, groceries, personal care, and then you can say, oh, so that's how much people spend if they live in that neighborhood. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
You want to try another one? How about let's try San Jose, California. Expensive, right? Whoa, wow, you see that? That's like a lot of money, average is like, Americans only make a 56 or 61, this is like double. You have 2 adults and 2 kids, just barely get by, yeah? Forget about saving, it's expensive. Okay. Here, I want to show you just another video. This is from Bank of America, right? Oh. Can you see?
Yep.
Okay, all right, so let's.
A budget is a tool you need to help you stretch your paycheck as far as it'll go. All it takes is just a little bit of discipline, planning, and most importantly, prioritization. While creating a budget may seem overwhelming at first, the time you spend putting it together will certainly be worth it when the process of paying your monthly bills becomes a little less stressful. So, start. Well, setting a goal is always a good place to begin. It gives you something to shoot for. And then, of course, making a plan that's going to set you in motion. So here's how to do that in 6 easy steps. Step 1, know your income. Seems simple enough, right? But knowing how much you can spend each month starts with knowing how much you take home. That means you can't build your budget based on your salary. It should be based on your net income. So get out some pay stubs, see what you're clearing after taxes, insurance, 401k contributions, and other stuff like that. Step 2, determine your basic expenses. Figure out what your fixed expenses are every month. These are the things that don't fluctuate or change dramatically throughout the year, like rent or mortgage payments, good old car payments, insurance, and student loans. This is also a good time to make sure you have some kind of safety net to help you pay for these expenses in case of an emergency, like if you need a new water heater or your car needs a new transmission. Step 3, determine expenses that vary each month. These are the things that change based on usage, like your phone and other utilities, as well as your grocery bill. That could change. You could also add up all those flexible expenses, like clothes, restaurant meals, and entertainment costs. These are the costs that you have control over. Step 4, determine what's really important. When it comes to creating a budget that works, you have to take a really hard look at what you feel is truly necessary. As much as you'd like to think you can't live without the latest gadget, this type of expense should go into the like to have category. So if you want to find the fluff in your budget, start digging into your variable expenses and rank what's most important to you. Do you really need unlimited texting on your cell phone? If not, get rid of it. Are you watching all the 437 channels of cable? No? Downgrade to basic. Step 5, follow your spending and review monthly. You want to give your budget a fighting chance, right? So keep an eye on your wallet, and especially those credit cards, to make sure you're spending within limits throughout the month. It's easy to forget, right? And even easier for the small things to start adding up, so keep on it. Step 6, keep track. Find a way that works for you to keep track of your expenses. That can mean the old pen and paper, a spreadsheet, or one of those new fancy fun budgeting apps. A lot of banks have these as part of their online banking. They are easy to find and use, so be sure to look for them. Then you just balance your budget. Keep your income information current and track your actual expenses monthly. After a few months, you'll start to see patterns. Then you can figure out where you can streamline and make adjustments. Now, if you don't want to go it alone, there are some sites all over the internet to help you analyze what you have coming in and what you're spending. All in all, making a budget is a process that will take some time and effort. But put these steps into place, and what you'll get in return is well worth it. Before long, you can have more money for the things you want, in addition to the things you need.
All right, great. Okay, so this is like a slightly different approach, saying basically the same thing too. I just thought it's cool just to, and then a lot of the stuff is free if you actually Google, you know, it's like lots and lots of stuff is free. Yeah. All right, so let's just like repeat, okay? So from this budget video, you need to know your income. So many people think that the gross income is their actually take-home pay. You know, they forgot about the tax they had to pay. Particularly people who just like started working, they thought, oh, I make $50,000, I'm gonna get $50,000. No, I'm sorry, it doesn't happen that way. And then with your expenses, like you're supposed to categorize it, okay? Fixed expenses, like the amount that doesn't really change, home loans or student loans if you so choose to pay for it. And then these are the needs. What is the difference between needs and wants? Anybody? So if I need something, do I have to have it? Do I want something? Do I have to have it? Need is something
Well,
like, yes.
The needs are what you need to live. You know,
Yeah.
your groceries, your food, your rent or mortgage.
Yes.
Wants are just things you desire, but you may not have the money for.
Exactly. I mean, you can go without it. I mean, you're not going to die from it. But like grocery, if I don't eat, I die. So transportation, I need transportation to get to work. So you know, now it's almost a necessity. So that's the difference. So when you categorize expense, you know, basically prioritize like what you can forgo, what you cannot forgo. And then with the variable ones, like maybe you can cut, you know, eliminate or whatever. So there's like some fluctuations here as well. So after you put all this down, income, your expenses, then you look at it. Okay, is my income greater than my expenses? Or income smaller than my expenses? Like my expenses are way too high or just like equal, okay? So you need to play with it, prioritize until you're happy with the outcome, all right? And then we talk about, yeah, the extra money, what you can do, okay? Or you can like, you set some goals, like what are your short-term goals, what are your long-term goals? So talk about like maybe debt repayment, maybe buy a house, buy a car, travel, you know, saving for retirement, those are all goals. So all this has to be funneled into here to make it work out. And then if it doesn't balance, then you have to go back again, review, and see what else can you adjust a little bit, adjust just a little bit here and there to make it work. So it's an ongoing process, and you have to keep doing until it works. So you need to ask a few basic questions that the video covered. Is it a need or is it a want? And I think Michael explained it very, very well. And then can you substitute it for something cheaper? Or can you do with less of it? All right, and maybe do without it. All right, so these are the questions that you want to ask. And then if you go through all that and still doesn't work, then what do? Then maybe you need to increase your income. So there are only two ways. You increase your income or you decrease your expenses. Yeah. So there's like, if you can't cut anymore, then you have to increase your income. All right. So that's basically the process. Now let me just ask you some quick questions, and can somebody just tell me which ones are needs and which ones are wants? So let's start with wants. Which ones are wants that you can do without?
Magazine subscriptions.
Okay, magazine subscription, maybe no. Yeah.
Movie rental.
Yeah, movie rental. Yeah, you can do Netflix, and now you don't have to rent movies anymore.
Netflix.
Okay, all right. So sorry, you can't even do Netflix, do YouTube. It's a free.
Yeah.
Gym membership.
Gym membership. Okay, go to the park. Sorry, you don't run in the park instead of go to gym membership. Gym membership in the city is very, very expensive.
Restaurants.
Restaurants. All right, cook at home. Where's restaurants?
Bottom right.
Bottom right.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Vacation.
Vacation. Oh, I'm not very happy now. You cut off my vacation. But I guess you guys know, certain things that you don't have to, you can live without. Like maybe temporarily, you can do without certain things like electricity. You need it. Okay, internet now is like kind of totally essential. All right, so good. So let's just move on. Okay, here is another quiz. Let me just try to give you another quiz. This is for millennials. So we have one for Generation X and retirees, okay? So this is like kind of budget quiz. And the goal of it is just show you by making some changes to your budget, what's the bottom line impact, okay? So we're just picking millennials. So what is the description of millennials? Okay, Millie, single, income 55,000, after taxes 41, monthly income is this, all right? This is her net worth statement, bank account statement 5,000, 401k investment 8,000, credit card loans, whoa, okay, student loan, okay? All right, so net worth is actually, it's not positive, it's negative $28,000. She owes more than she makes, whatever her assets. Okay, so let's try this. Start here. All right. So let's say your housing is $1,300 per month. You're wondering how to save money. Which of the three options are you willing to sacrifice? Bring in a roommate, move and live with your family where the rent is free, move farther away where the rent is cheaper. Because these are choices, okay? Lifestyle choices. Which one are you willing to make? 1, 2, 3.
I'll move in with the family. Number 2.
Because you want to be cheap, yeah? Okay, let's do 2. Next. Oh, wow, okay. See, like monthly saving is 1,003, yearly saving is 15,600. She's only making 51. This is a huge amount. We talked about this, 33% of housing, right? Expenditure goes to housing. And then if you compound it 10 years, wow, see that? But of course, you're not gonna live with your family for 10 years, but even like 3 or 5 years make a huge difference. Right, so
Well, I guess let's hope you can live rent-free, completely rent-free with the family.
yes, well, I mean,
Right.
like if you have a lot of debt,
Yeah.
and you make ends meet, you basically don't have a choice, I would say. Yeah, agree?
Yeah, but you might have to contribute something to the family, right?
Well, not 1,300. Yeah, yeah.
No, less.
Yeah, I agree. You should, pay for some of the groceries.
Yeah, I know. Exactly.
Totally fair, right? Okay, the next question. All right. You're eating out 2 to 3 times a week or spending about $200 a month. So that's actually below average, right? Are you willing to forego that pleasure and eat at home or make a potluck or eat in event with friends? Sorry, I can't do that. I'll cut it down by half. I really want to save. I'll stop eating out completely. So what is
That's
it?
the one.
That's
Yeah.
the one. actually, when you're actually doing it, you're gonna do it. We'll see. So let's take a look. See, like small amounts, 10 years, they all add up. This is what it is, like they all add up. Next one. Okay. All right, entertainment. So can you do without it? Cut into half or what?
No.
You have to have some entertainment.
The last one.
Last one. Oh, wow. Who is that? You see, another $34,000, 10 year. I mean, if you don't look at it, $200 might not mean much to you. Even like, let's say 2004 might not mean much, but like 10 years, they all add up. Okay, you have $1,000 credit loans. Interest rate is 24%. You know, it's like double digit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then monthly payment, principal and interest is $110. Can you imagine? And you had to pay $110 for 10 years?
Ooh.
What would you do? Borrow from parents and pay it off completely? Pay half and shorten it to 5 years?
Parents.
Oh, okay, parents. Parents.
Sure.
Let's do that, okay? All right, okay. See, that's, wow, 8,000. I mean, like, how much, like $5,000, 10 years with interest is 8,002. Is it crazy, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And you don't have to pay your parents back.
Well, you better have good parents. It's absolutely, you look at these numbers, it's absolutely ridiculous. All right, so continue. Okay, you have $36,000 student debt with 5% interest. How are you gonna do it? Like pay it off sooner or to save interest or what?
So savings to pay.
Transfer my house saving to pay. So you're gonna live with your family now, okay? So you pay this and then pay it off in 3 years. That'd be nice. Ha ha ha. Yeah, wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah, that's the one.
That's the one.
Yeah,
Okay.
number one.
Yeah, let's go with it. Yeah, let's be cheap. So this is, I mean, the interest doesn't look like a lot, but that you saving up, it's freeing up a lot of cash flow, right?
Mhm.
It's good. And then you're feeling happy and happy every day because you got more spending money for yourself. Okay, I think, so additional income, okay, so nothing more you can cut. So what are you gonna do? Sell stuff, tutor, be an Uber driver?
Uber.
Okay, Uber. Wow, whoa.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
Wow.
Ooh.
It's like a lot of money. $25 an hour, drive 8 hours a week only. Wow, I didn't know that. $10,000 a year, 10 years is wow, right?
Yeah.
Everything adds up, okay? Last question. All right, you push through your savings and cut expenses, more to contribute to 401k plan. So how much do you want to put in? Okay, 5,000, 10,000, forget it, I'm not doing anything. So what do you want to do?
Second one.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go. So when the thing is like, okay, so 10-year savings this much. Now, I want to show you, go to the results. Like if you did everything, 10 years, see how,
Woohoo!
right? Of course, it's going to be pretty tough. If you can do this for 10 years, live with your family or 10 years, but you see that? You can probably halfway there for retirement.
I'm moving in with my family.
25 years old, okay, 35, you have $500,000. And you're only making 50 something, remember? Okay, then I pick up a part-time job, Uber driver, whatever. So all these things, small things add up. All these add up. So a lot of people just like think about the immediate future today. You know, I want to do this, I want to do that. Okay, sorry, you know, like 10 years later, you still have saved nothing. All right, so that's basically just want to illustrate the compounding effect. And then how little sacrifices can really add up 10 years. That's my whole point. Share that with these young folks. All right, so now I think we're ready to do the exercise. Okay, so do you guys have this worksheet that I sent you?
Mm.
Mhm.
Wait, we can do it quickly, okay? All right, so can you see?
Yeah.
All right, so we have 3 scenarios, okay? And let's see if I can get it done soon enough so we can have dinner, right? Okay, so millennials, okay? Gross income, $51,000, student debt, 37, okay? So he's contributing to a 401k 10%, 5,001, healthcare, state tax and all that, $10,000. So take home is 33 only. And divide that by 12, monthly income is 2,008, okay? Here are the expenses. Rent, 1,005, debt payment, 382. And these are small expenses, utilities, phone, internet, Amazon Prime, car insurance, whatever, okay? The total is like 3,003. He's making 2,008, or that person's making 2,008. So he's in the hole, okay? $571 per month. Annually, that's like close to $7,000. So what is that? What does that mean? He is living a lifestyle of $59,000. He's making 51. He's living a lifestyle of 59. Because he's in debt every single year because he's spending more than he can afford. So can you give me some quick suggestion? What can we do to help this guy, poor guy, to bring back to breaking even, not overspending? What can we do? We just did the millennial budget quiz. So what do you think? What are something that we can do without or reduce, or what are the options?
Eating and drinking out.
Okay, this one goes, right? You keep drinking out. That's only 250. It's not going to be enough. Okay, I'm out 571.
Oh, you just want to do one?
That's a start.
Much, yeah. I mean, what do you want to do? What else can you do?
Cut out the gym, cut out,
Another gym. Okay, that's only 40.
eat out, eat, entertainment.
250. That's for 350. Yeah, 340.
Cut out the travel.
Cut out the travel.
Cut out the what?
Travel.
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 Okay, so then you already break even. Yeah, just that you break even. But we said that if you okay, go move in with your family, that's 1,005, right? And use that to pay off your debt, your school debt, and maybe okay, here this is the one I want to show you. This is very interesting. This is a credit card pay. Can you see?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's say what this guy owing, what? Not 30,000, like 2. What is it? 250?
37,000 he owes.
37,000.
172.
Oh, good. Okay, so interest rate, let's say it's 5%. So if you take 10 years to pay, okay. So estimated monthly payment is like $392. Okay, 10 years to pay. So roughly, okay. So let's say, remember like his rent is 1,005.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so instead of this, let's say 1,005. Okay, so take all the rent, live within your family, okay, and use that to pay off your school debt. Calculate. 2 years. 2 years. Can you see? 2
Yeah.
3 months, you're debt free. So I think that's worth the sacrifice to go back and listen to my mom and listen to her nagging. If I can pay off my student debt in just 2 years and 3 months, it's well worth it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Go back here. So that's something I want to share. I think it's pretty important because, I know they all want to be independent. They want to move out as soon as possible, but money really talks. So let's go back here. All right, so here so that's what I want to say, okay? If you can, particularly in the very beginning, okay, and if your family lives close by and you can actually afford to move back or bring in a roommate, whatever, to cut this down a little bit, you can see how big an impact that is. Like 2 years, you get rid of this, and then you'll be saving $382, and you're almost breaking even just because you reduce that, yeah? And then you can cut a little bit of here, entertainment, and travel, but you get it. So that's it. So I want to say that when you look at the budget exercise, you start with the number that has the biggest number. This is the most expensive. What is the most expensive? Your rent. So try to reduce that. I mean, the $50 here, $50 there, of course, everything helps. But if I can cut this by 50%, basically I'm home free. Yeah? Start with the biggest number.
Mhm.
That's
All right,
true.
good. Yeah?
Yep.
So here, so this is the suggestion. You guys got the worksheet. So
That other website you went to, was it Credit Karma?
yeah, comma for the calculation for the debt, right? There are
Yes.
many websites, so you don't have to use that one. Just use anyone. Just like Google, okay? So should we move on to, okay, see here? All right, so this is, we looked at it together. 26 months. 4.25, 4.29, not 5, well, let's see, 30, okay, so, all right, you get this. Okay, so let's do another one, okay? Let's do Generation X. Okay, 2 parents, with this, 2 child family, okay? Student debt 40,000, credit card debt 10,000. I mean, these numbers are actually kind of like real numbers. The average of American, like most people, when they're hitting like the 40s, they still have this much student debt. Isn't that crazy?
Yes.
An average student credit card debt is $10,000. You can't afford it, don't spend it. And car debt, all right. So these are actually what's really happening to Americans. And then if you're a child, you have 2 kids, the income level actually is high. Otherwise, you won't even be able to afford it. So anyway, so your take home is 108. Two people, okay? Couple, 2 husband and wife. So debt payment, okay, $400, credit card, $193, car payment, housing, $3,000. Wow, it's expensive. They all add up. So you're making, this is not small money, right? You're actually doing pretty well if you're making $144 for family, right? But you look at all that, you can't even make ends meet when you have 2 kids. The child care is so freaking expensive. All right, so propose some solutions for me, please. What can you do to help these 2 people manage the budget so they're not going to be in the red?
Get rid of the kids.
They're born already. So what can you do? Oh,
Have parents move into assistant childcare.
that's yes, Mom. I
That's
need
the childcare.
yes, yeah. I mean, like, okay, that's like $40,000 a year. Yeah, $40,000. What is your student debt? Look, wow, 1 year you got rid of your student debt, or like basically clean up your credit card payment, which is like 20% interest rate, or like get somebody like give like an extra room for somebody to live in or whatever, and ask them to help you with the healthcare, child care. Get a sister or a relative or something. That's a big thing. And then we talk about housing already, maybe you can't afford to downgrade or whatever. But that's like huge.
Yes.
I don't really know how people can afford it. $40,000 is almost like how much somebody the whole paycheck. Any questions here? No? Okay. So I'm going to move on to pre-retirees because that's more interesting. All right, Kate. Okay, so national savings at retirement is $175,000. Annual Social Security income for men is 18, for women is about 14. All right. So husband and wife, 32, let's say. Okay, so that's the income that they get. Let's say they completely stop working. Okay, so this is how much they have saved, and this is the income that they're going to get from Social Security when they retire. All right. Average house for retirees is about 16,000. Okay, so this is our scenario. So housing is about 18. Like remember, it's about 30-something%. Okay, so 34%. Medical is about $500 when you retire. You want when you start paying for Medicare, it's 145, and then you have like supplements and whatever, all that supplement insurance. So let's say $500. Okay, so it's like $12,000 for 2, so 22%. Okay, and they all add up. these are your essential expenses. You can't even cut this: food and transportation. And then you have entertainment. Well, you can cut your entertainment, I guess. Like you can eliminate your travel too. But all right, so but still 43. You have 32. How are you gonna pay for 43? Yeah.
Uber.
Okay, that's one way. Any other suggestion?
So you got to increase your retirement.
Oh, well, that's right. Yeah.
What was the first reason given out?
Huh? What?
The first answer, I didn't hear it.
Well, there's
Someone
no,
said something.
like
Oh, I
these.
said Uber.
He
Oh,
says,
Uber.
yeah.
Okay.
But here, the income is only 32. Your expenses, like essential expenses, 43. So you're missing, like, you're short by 11,000 just from the essential expenses. So what can you do? And
Well,
then
if they're retired, why is their transportation so high?
you have a car. Yes, maybe you can throw. Maybe,
Yeah.
It's not that much.
all right. So here, like, this is like, okay. So just let's take a look at it. Okay. So housing, you can downsize. Your kids are gone, so you shouldn't have to live in such a big house, right? And then when you have a bigger house, you have bigger everything: utility bills, insurance, and taxes. Everything goes up. Okay, so if you can afford to downsize, you should downsize. So if you can drop from 18 to 10, that's a huge amount of saving. Like if only 2 people, do you really need like 2,000 square feet? 2005? Yeah, maybe you can cut into half. 1,000 square feet. Yeah,
Yes.
and then all that money goes to your pocket. That can be a saving, or that can go to your bank, or for your travel expense. If you cut that, okay, that's like 1,005 or whatever. So if you cut that into half, okay, that additional amount can easily be your travel expense. That's it. 18 to 10, that can pay, that's $8,000 that can pay for your travel easily. Yeah.
Right.
All right, though, so medical expense you can't cut. Now, like somebody says that, why is your transportation expense so high? Yes. Why do you need such a big car? You don't have to drive your kids back and forth anymore. So go for a smaller sedan. Yeah.
Yep.
That's cheaper too. Okay, so 8,005, every bit counts. So 8,005 to 6,005. So now if you do all that from 43 to 33, and that's very close to 33, 32 here. So basically what you want to do, the goal, what I'm telling people is that you want to lower your essential expense as much as possible, that you can get your Social Security income to pay for it. So those expenses that you have to pay, you match it with your income from Social Security. Right? Then your basic expense is fine. Yeah, good. So you don't have to worry. At least like my bills are being paid. Okay. Then the next thing is like travel. You don't have to travel. Entertainment, you can like stay home if you have to, right? And then I don't know if you heard about the 4% rule. So if you distribute 4% from your savings, your income should be able to last 25 to 30 years. So you only spend 4% of $175,000. Okay. So that is $7,000. So it's a little bit less than 10,000, but you don't have to worry about ever running out of money. And this is the national average, $175,000. Not a lot of money, right? Some people haven't even saved any money. So it doesn't matter how much you have saved. If you have zero savings, then sorry, you cannot. Maybe you have to work in order to pay for your entertainment and travel, right? So, but then here the goal anyway, from my perspective, get the fixed expenses or the essential expenses being paid by Social Security. And if it's higher, then of course you can like live in a bigger house. And here, look, we haven't even added emergency expense, none of that. We're just talking about the basics to just get by. So you probably need to factor in some emergency expense, something, unexpected to happen, okay? All that stuff. And then somebody says that maybe I can be an Uber driver. All right, so if you have some part-time income, you bring in another $20,000, and then it can go to your saving, emergency cash, or debt reduction. Now, then you have 40 plus 20, then your income is $60,500. So you even have some additional savings, 7,000, 6,005, yeah, between these two numbers. You see?
Mm-hmm.
So that's good. Particularly if your health is good, you can still work, bring in some additional income, and you can use all that. Like $1,000 is, if you don't have $1,000, $1,000, it's very hard to find. Yeah? But if you have the additional $1,000 or $2,000, they can pay for. You don't have to go to France or Italy. I mean, just like go visit your siblings or something. You know, another state. $1,000 can go pretty long way. So what I'm trying to illustrate is that whatever you have to spend, you will map it with income that you definitely know will come in. Yeah, here. So map this with this. And then the variable expenses here, map it with the 4% distribution from your savings, okay? And then if you want more, then keep a job. If you apply this rule, so I don't really care, you know, how much money you have or whatever, you should at least have a basic plan to be able to live through your retirement and not run out of money. Okay, good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is cool. And then here are some interesting websites. This is the one that we talk about how much your neighbor is like spending, and then debt repayment calculator, the Credit Karma. And then the average childcare cost, which is like crazy. So some of the stuff that you can play with. Any questions?
No, very good.
All right, so now let's just do a quick review and then we're done. All right, so you can go home.
I'm home.
Oh, you're home. All right, so you can go eat.
I'm not home.
I know. You have to go.
All right, here, look. Okay, so this is just a quick review. So minimize debt. Oh, some people might even have debt. So sad, right? Okay, so you should pay off your debt as soon as possible. Downsize your house. Budget for medical expense and budget for food and transportation. These are the musts, okay, that will have to stay. And the non-essential expenses, these are like good to have, you don't have to have it. And we say 4% of what you've saved. And then to make up for it, part-time income, okay? That will pay for your emergency expense, additional saving, or whatever shortfall. We always have unexpected expense. So these three items. Here are some budgeting tips. We talked about it again already. Eliminate debt, particularly those with high interest payment, like the credit card, 20-something%. That's absolutely crazy. And I say start with your biggest expense. Can you cut, lower, eliminate? Because that has the biggest impact. Makes sense? Yeah?
Yes.
Distinguish between essential and non-essential expenses. And we talk about that already, right? So essential, sorry, you know, it has to stay. Non-essential, okay, maybe we can get rid of it. Cut the expense that gives you the least value. You understand that, okay? So avoid repeating expense. So some people said, okay, that's like a very small subscription-based $50 a year, whatever. You know what? They add up and they eat into your budget. So really think carefully. That's an easy way for people to make money from you. And then lastly, we talk about can you increase income? So getting your budget to meet up, you know, is basically, it's expense and income. How do you balance a budget is either you increase your income or you decrease your expense. And when you cannot cut your expense anymore, then the only way is to increase your income. And then only when you can get all your basic needs fulfilled, then you look at, you know, your goals. And then after that, maybe reward yourself from the extra savings. And if you do that, and we look at the compounding, all right? Okay, so you just have to give more now. 10 years later, with the compounding, like $20,000 becomes $250,000. So we want to bite the bullet, do the hard work now, because it makes a huge impact. If you wait until you're 50 years old, 60 years old, you might not have enough time to make up for the time difference, the compounding effect. So start early, start now. Here's some more budget tips. I think you should just make it simple. For me, like I don't even want to think, because so I don't want to pay late fees for my credit card. So automate, like just like whenever it's due, just pay up 100%. Don't even just pay out the minimum. Pay up 100% if you can afford it, right? And then automate your saving goals, like 401k, whatever, you just like, or like you have an outside another IRA, just automate. I put $10, $20, whatever, $50. Automate the savings so you don't think. And then simplify. Like for me, don't go to like 10,000, so many different grocery stores. Just go 2 or 3, your favorite ones, and that's it. And set like every time I go $150. Like every time I go to Costco, I'm not going to spend more than $150. That's it. Okay. If I have to spend more than $150, sorry. The extra money, I will just have to, extra expense, I have to push it to the next month. And then you set dates to go out for entertainment. I mean, if a friend calls you, let's go out, and you go out, so it's easy to overspend. So have certain days, like I only go out every 2 weeks, and then I only go out on Saturday, so you don't have to think, right? And standard spending for grocery shopping. So like what I said, $50, $150. So if I go to H Mart, I only spend $50. If I go to Trader Joe's, I spend $30. If I go to Costco, I only spend $150, and I only go no more than once a week. So when you have that structured in your lifestyle, like planned in your lifestyle, it's so much easier to control. Otherwise, like it's easy to overspend. And then we have so many credit cards. They taunt you like, okay, I give you some free money, like whatever. So it becomes very, very hard to control expenses when you have so many credit cards. You don't know when to pay it. You don't know how much you spend, and it's just crazy. So if you can eliminate or lower the number of cards that you have, it makes life a lot easier. And if you really, really can, some of the amounts that you'll keep, like every month when you review, like you keep overspending. So what should you do? You go back to cash. Okay, so every time when you go, like every time I go to a certain place like shop, I always overspend. So I'm only going to bring cash at $50. I'm not going to use my credit card at all, so I can avoid overspending. And they call this the envelope method. Good. Next slide.
Mhm.
Okay, so we talk about this is that you can take a look at it. So I'm going to post it again. So other ways that you can raise income or save more. Okay, so garage sale, entertainment at home, and really all that. Borrow books instead of buy books, download books. So a lot of books are free now. Picking a roommate, different ways that you can raise income or save. All right, so you might think of other questions. So I welcome you to go to Financial WT learning forums. And then, there's a budgeting somewhere here, budgeting. Click that and then ask questions. And if I see it, I'll help you answer. Or like, everybody, you create an account and you try to like share your knowledge and help answer questions. I think like the more active you engage yourself, like the more you'll learn. You might not have all the answer, but somebody might have an interesting questions that get you thinking, and then you have to do a little bit more thinking, a little bit more research, and then you get the answer. It's always a very fulfilling way to learn when you get different feedbacks from different people. And we talked about this budget template. You can get it from Excel. It's free, and you can download it. And then it's pretty nice and give you the major categories. So you just have to put it in. So monthly and then annual, and you keep track of it. And I don't know if you want to use software. I mean, here is some software that's recommended. I try some of it. I mean, yes, it's free, but I hate all these advertisements. They get me so confused. I want to click this, I click the ad instead. It's very annoying. And I just think that you don't have to pay for it if you don't need to pay for it. So just something simple, keep it simple. And I don't even think you need the software. Or like, if you bank with Bank of America, they have some of the apps, so maybe you can use that instead. All right, so that's it. I think that's all I have for today. And next Tuesday, we're going to talk about investment basics. Any questions?
Are you going to share?
You sent me the slides out, Bonnie, right?
Yes, I will. Okay, so I will send you the recording and the slide deck. All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
If you have a question, I'll stop recording.